Hi, my name is Bridget Greenberg. I am a Los Angeles-based writer and producer. I'm also a Drexel alum from the class of 2015, and I graduated from the Screenwriting and Playwriting program. And I recently produced a short film called Pathological, which was written and directed and stars Allison Rich. It's a strange little indie comedy about a pathological liar who wakes up one day and finds out all her lies have become true. And our film made its way all the way to Sundance. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what the experience was like going to the festival. Day one of the festival was hectic. Since we were screening in Shorts Block 1, that means our premiere was the first day of the festival at 4 p.m. So it was a bit of a mad dash to get into Park City, grab our artist badges, and head to our premiere. I didn't really know what to expect for the premiere of a short film at a festival as big as this, but sure enough, we arrived and there was a red carpet with press, people taking pictures of us and asking us questions. The actual premiere was amazing. We screened second in a lineup of 5 films, which ranged from dark dramas to a documentary to a lo-fi Japanese coming-of-age comedy that went on to win the special jury prize for directing. The other films were great, and we were thrilled with the reaction we got for Pathological. You know, when you make a movie, you can get so bogged down on details and things you wish you could have done better. But being able to screen our movie in front of a Sundance audience and hear people laughing made us so proud and kind of renewed our excitement about what we made. One cool thing that happened during our premiere was that Jodie Foster was sitting right behind us. She was the EP of another film in our block called Alok. We were trying to play it cool, but at the end of the screening, she came up to us and complimented our film. We probably could have left right there and there and been happy, but we were off to the filmmaker welcome party, which was an awesome way for us to get to celebrate our first screening and meet some other filmmakers. Day two of Sundance was for me really about trying to see some films. One of the great things about going to Sundance with the film is that your artist badge comes with 4 complimentary tickets to see other movies. The first film I saw was Stress Positions, directed by Theta Hamill. It was important to me that I try to see movies in the vein of what I like to make, and Stress Positions absolutely fit that bill as a dark, strange indie comedy. After that, I was off to a screening of Love Me, which starred Kristen Stewart and Stephen Yeun. It was definitely one of the buzzier screenings of the film festival, and you could tell by the absolutely packed auditorium. After every screening at Sundance, the cast and crew comes out for a Q&A that's moderated by one of the programmers at the festival. The Sundance audiences tend to be really engaged and thoughtful, which makes for really fun Q&As and just a great movie watching experience. There were a lot of people at the festival who told me that seeing movies might not be the best use of my time as someone in the industry and that I should be constantly networking instead. And while they may have a point, personally, I found a way to do both. And I'm glad I did. Ultimately, I was at Sundance because I love movies, and I found going to screenings really inspiring. By day 3 of Sundance, I felt I had a better lay of the land thanks to some folks we had met who had been to the festival a couple times. There's just so much going on at once, it can be a little overwhelming to try to figure out where you can or should be at any given time. So having people there who can show you around is a huge help. I met up with a fellow Drexel alum at a lounge hosted by Adobe. I was also able to meet some great people at a women in film panel, and our friends were able to get us into some of the smaller parties happening around the festival, which is really where we made some great contacts who could help with our ultimate goal of turning our short into a feature film. Day 4 was my final full day in Park City. It started off with the third screening of our shorts block, where we were able to have some fun with some of the other filmmakers we were there with. Unfortunately, I had to cut out a little bit early to make my way to the producer celebration, which was happening at the same time. I'm happy I went. It was a great opportunity to meet some fellow producers, celebrate our art, and Jonathan Wong, the Daniels producer for films like Everything Everywhere All at Once, was our keynote speaker. He's someone I find super inspiring, so it was great to hear from him at this event in particular. After the producer celebration, I met up with some other members of our team to go see a screening of this movie Suncoast, directed by Laura Chin. I'm generally not a movie crier, but this movie made me and the rest of the theater sob. I highly recommend checking out the film once it comes to Hulu. It was a particularly moving Q&A and a very moving film. Finally, one of the filmmakers from our shorts block invited us to a party they were hosting for IndieWire. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little over socialized at this point, but it was my final stop at Sundance, and I'm glad I went. It was a great moment to let loose with my team a little bit, hang out with some of the people we met along the way, and cap off Sundance. And that's just a quick snapshot of what it was like to attend Sundance. I was super nervous going into the festival, but ultimately, I'm really happy about how it all went. If you ever have a chance to go to Sundance or any festival like it, I recommend just taking the time to soak it all in and trying to meet as many people as possible. Ultimately, these film festivals are here for you to be inspired and network, and that's exactly what you should take your opportunity to do.